The winner of round 7 of Record of Ragnarok, the fight between Hades and Qin Shi Huang, is, as I predicted, a draw. I've been saying this for months at this point. We had all these set up, it makes the most sense, and yes, I was right, quite overpowered, is what I would like to say, but the actual winner is Huang. The Chinese emperor has acquired the win. As such, humanity now has a 1 lead over the gods, something I didn't really expect to happen until the very end. This may be very bad news for the next fighter for humanity. Regardless, he was able to acquire that victory, which, being fair though, Huang was favoured throughout this fight pretty heavily. 2 flashbacks, most of the chapters more so had him popping off more than Hades, apart from last month's one, so I guess not really surprising apart from the, humanity being the lead aspect. But the final panel is of course this, Hades vs Huang, maturation 12 minutes, so around middle of the range when it comes to match length I believe. The deciding move, first Emperor power swallow slash, as we see Huang using a sword here, and we see that one of his full arms is destroyed as well thanks to Hades, so yeah, he has officially won round 7. That's a big rip bozo for the Greek gods, another L for them. The only remaining one that's officially fighting in the tournament is Apollo, and if he's fighting, the one and only Simo, it's highly likely he's going to lose as well, but yeah, rip to them. Can't wait to see Zeus and the other ones absolutely raging out. Now let's go over some of the other stuff that got revealed in the leaks for chapter 63 and 64. Another double chapter month, even though the chapters are quite short, and compared to other months it could be just labelled as a single chapter. Don't know why they do it like this, but oh well. Of course, I don't know when the translations are going to come out. They have been pretty delayed the last few months, so hopefully sooner compared to last month, but we'll have to wait and see. It seems as though the likes of Odin, Thor and some of the other gods are very shocked by the outcome, or maybe this is during the early stages of the fight, so it's possible they're shocked at the power of Hades or something Huang does. That's a possibility. Depending on who speaks, it could mean some big stuff. I believe Odin does say something, so that could be pretty crazy. Thor being shocked is, pretty noteworthy. Regarding this sword Huang seems to have and what he used to finish Hades, according to some rough translations, him and his Valkyrie did a re-volumed, and that resulted in the sword coming out. That is a little bit of, plot BS if I'm being honest, but can't complain too much. We did still have some remaining aspects of Huang's armor ability, so this may have been like the last one of that, or the combination of all of them. That is a possibility, but it's safe to wait for the full translations before talking about that thing really. Hades doesn't seem to do anything new, it is continuing in his state of using his buffed up weapon due to his blood, and the fact that we actually see his weapon getting destroyed by Huang's, sword he spawned out of nowhere, that may be a prime reason why Hades actually gets defeated due to the connection he has with the weapon at that point. That could be a reason, but we do see Huang actually slice up Hades as well to completely finish him. So it wasn't like a suicide in any regard, it's just that Huang outmighted or outplayed him in this fight, which I'm personally more so glad for. Someone losing in a similar way to the likes of Adam would be, a bit unfortunate to have again, so I'm glad it actually ended in a way where one was the clear winner due to strategy, power, stuff like that. My overall thoughts on the fight as a whole, I would say it's probably middle of the pack. I don't think it reaches my top 3, just a little bit after that, maybe rank 4 so far in the whole tournament, or even 5. I definitely have Jack vs Hercules in my top 3, Adam vs Zeus in the top 3, and then after that it's probably like Buddha vs Zero/Arjun, Sasaki vs Poseidon. Then I would probably say it's this fight, and then fights I think are worse than this one would be Shiva vs Raiden and Thor vs Lu Bu in my opinion. So yeah, middle of the pack for this fight so far. Let me know down below where you would rank this fight. Hades was kinda done dirty throughout. Of course, he wasn't on the original fighting list for the gods, so he kinda just came out of nowhere being like, oh yeah, gonna get revenge for Poseidon. Buddha kinda messed up the tournament a little bit. Time for him to fight. Kinda freaking out everyone, and then Brynhild was like, oh yeah, I have someone for him. pulled out Huang, and Huang was, I guess, the perfect opponent. The power of Hades wasn't too impressive. He had no real insane hacks. It was just his overwhelming power and I guess his speed as well. That's really all he's had. His blood thing wasn't the craziest move, probably one of the worst we've seen so far in the tournament. All it really did was buff his weapon. At least there's some insane statements in chapter 64 about the degree of the buff, but yeah, that's what I think about that. Huang is definitely, a drip lord and character-wise one of the tops in the whole series, so I do like Huang, definitely one of my favorites so far. I will of course make my How Stronger videos about both the characters and doing matchups with other characters as well, so let me know some specific matchups you want me to make, or I may just make a quick summary of all the other fighters versus Hades, for example, in their individual videos, so stay tuned for that. I guess maybe next month or the month after, really depends on when the translation drops so I can properly make the video. I don't think we're going to get any reveals this month about the fighters for round 8, so we're going to have to wait to next month sadly. I would like to see Beelzebub fight. He's been someone being hyped up quite a bit. Loki's been around the story as well for quite some time, and so has Okita Tsuji. Maybe Okita versus Loki could be an interesting match. I personally don't care too much about Okita, so Loki defeating him wouldn't really mind me too much. I find Loki fairly interesting, and if there are going to be 2 winners for the Norse gods, I am predicting it's going to be Loki in 4, and then Odin ends up losing against Leonidas or something like that. So maybe they could be fighting. We have Nostradamus, the trump card or whatever Brunhilde called him. He could be fighting someone crazy like Odin or maybe Beelzebub. We know Beelzebub wants to die, so him losing is a possibility, but I would personally prefer him fighting someone like Rasputin, so I can just wank Rasputin to the top of the verse regardless of what happens, so expect that from me, no bias whatsoever for sure. But if I had to make my bet, I think the gods are going to win round 8, unless humanity is going to take a 2-win lead like the gods did at the start. That could be pretty crazy, but I think next month's Humanity Fighter is definitely going to be in danger. And that should be everything for today's video. I didn't really want to talk about the specifics because there were just a lot of clashes and fighting between both of them in the elite panels. We got the end result, it's over now. Now to, move on. Of course, stay tuned for the videos I talked about. Check out the other stuff in the description. The leaks, of course, are posted and talked about in the Discord. The Raws will be posted there, and the translations, wherever they come, will also be posted there. Links in the description. And of course, shout out to the Mad Lads who support the channel via the Patreon. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.